Today on This Old House,
You want to see some irrigation magic? We're going to run these water lines without lifting a shovel.
third floor laundry room gets a custom drain system to protect the house from a catastrophic leak. And today our wide plank flooring goes down and it's an engineered white oak. That's it. Hi there, I'm Kevin O'Connor and welcome back to This Old House and to our Saratoga Springs project. Now, work up in Saratoga is starting to wrap up and we'll get to that in a second. But first, I wanted to come visit a technical school here in Massachusetts that has been working on a project that we have followed all season. And that is the renovation of the Center School in Dracut, Massachusetts. Now, while the contractors at the Center School are starting to finish up that project, students here have graciously volunteered to build a table that will go in the first floor community room over at the Center School. Hey, Bruce, good to see you.
Nice to see you, Kevin. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, sure. Thanks for having us. So this is the table you're working on for us.
Yeah. So what we did was we took some 1x stock oak, and we took 5 pieces and we glued it up to get the 4x8 size.
Okay.
And then we took another 1x. We added a 3-inch piece here just to make it look more beefier. We're going to take a router and put a little decorative edge all the way around the bottom of this.
Nice.
So we have 3 seniors working on this project today with myself.
Yeah.
We have 4 teachers in here. We have a freshman teacher, a sophomore, junior, and a senior teacher.
And what are you teaching them? What are they learning while they go through this whole program?
Sophomores frame up a little 4x4 house all year. They do everything from the floor to the rafters and siding. We have the juniors, which I take control of. We have a house out back that we built. They do all the interior framing every year. They do drywall. They do all the extension jambs and jambs around the windows.
Nice.
They do all the baseboard, hang all the doors. We have the plumbing that go out there and do all the rough. They come out with the finish when they're done. Electrical goes out there. We have a regular construction schedule until it's done at the end of the year.
And they're picking a specialty, whether it's carpentry, what are the other ones that you can?
So we have plumbing, we have electrical, we have HVAC, we have masonry, we have painting and design. Then we have automotive, we have welding, machine shop, engineering, CAD. So we pretty much have everything covered. Right now they're bringing over the skirt board, which we pre-assembled yesterday.
Okay.
So now they're going to set it in place. As you can see, we have the markings on here.
And how you fasten this to the underside of
So
the...
we have 3 splines. We have them numbered so that the holes will line up like they did yesterday.
Yep. And so obviously they're taking academics as well. So they're in the classroom, but then they're also here.
Yep, so they're in shop for 1 full week. And then the next week they're in academics for the full week.
Gotcha. They're going to come out of this with a high school diploma, but also a lot of skills right here.
A lot of skills in their trades, yes.
What level of real world work do they get during this program?
I mean, when they're in here and they're working, they're doing what workers do out in the field.
Yeah. Do they have internships? Do they work?
They have a co-op program. So second half of their junior year, they're eligible with hours to go out on co-op, which will have contractors come in, they interview the kids, and then they hire them, and then they work full-time they do their full week of shop on the job. So they're not here. They get to go to get a coffee in the morning and go to work like everybody else.
Right.
So.
Yeah. And what are their prospects long-term once they get out there?
We have a lot of kids that have been on co-op jobs. If they went out 10 years ago and they got hired, some of them are still with the same companies.
Yeah.
These kids have the world in their hands right now.
There we go. Oh, look at that.
Perfect.
It's a beauty, huh?
We're gonna have Mel take the trim router. She's gonna go around and break this corner off.
So you got some finish options for us?
Some finish options here, Kev. We're gonna do a first coat. That'll come out and look like this. We put the second coat on, it gets a little more glossy, but then we wipe it. Nice. And then we're gonna finish it off with some polyurethane.
So we're gonna have this look here over the entire table.
Over the entire table, yes.
Oh, that's gonna look great. I mean, the whole thing looks awesome already. So did you guys have fun doing this?
Yeah.
All right. Well, Tyler, Lindsay, Mel, thank you for that. And Bruce, thank you for
Thank
this.
you very
and
much,
teaching
Kevin,
these
for
guys.
coming by.
Can't wait to see it in the school.
Yeah, it'll look good.
Yeah, it will. I love the tapered legs too. Larry, it is always a good sign when these finished floors are going down. It means we've turned the corner on progress here. So what have they chosen to put down?
What they're using here is a 1/2 inch thick 7.5 inch wide engineered product.
Okay, so we've got the 7.5 right there and super thin right there. That's the 1/2 inch, right?
Yes, this is what we're actually putting down. We have some sub layers here of like a plywood substrate. And then we have a real white oak veneer.
So it's real wood.
Yes, it's real wood on the top.
And those layers, this is for stability.
Yes. The way this is designed is with the arrows depicting the direction of the grain. Mm-hmm. Okay. On the bottom layer, it would normally run in the same direction as the top layer.
Of the oak, the actual oak.
Right, for balance.
Yep.
Okay. And then another layer would run on a 45-degree angle, again, with this depicting the direction of the grain. Another layer on a 45-degree angle in the opposite direction. And then another layer perpendicular to the top. They sandwich it all together, glue it all together, and as moisture is introduced into it, they fight each other as they try to grow.
And that means that they're not going to really move as much.
Correct.
I've got solid wood down in my house, but it's probably 3 inches, 3 1/4 wide.
Yes. Well, with the solid hardwood, it's not as dimensionally stable because everything is all in one direction and it wants to swell. All the grain's running the same way because it's a solid piece of wood. The wider you go, the more susceptible it is to noticing the cupping.
Right.
Okay.
Gotcha. But not the case with engineered because of that stability.
No, engineered is fine.
How's this going to hold up? Because the engineered stuff usually is pre-finished,
Yes.
so durable.
It's pre-finished, and this particular product has an aluminum oxide finish. This will last a long time under normal household use. However, you can get one sanding out of it.
Nice. When we see guys put down solid hardwood, they let it acclimate to the house.
Correct.
You doing that with the engineered?
Yes, we are. What we do is we use a moisture meter. We always check the moisture content in the flooring, the moisture content in the subfloor, and the relative humidity in the house and the temperature to make sure that they're all within the parameters that they need to be for proper installation.
Okay. I saw you guys doing the installation. Was that a nailer or a stapler?
It's a nailer. We use barbed cleats, and what they have is they have the barbs on the side, they penetrate in, and they grab, and they have superior bonding strength.
Beautiful. No glue necessary.
No.
All right. Well, it looks like we got the right material. The homeowners are thrilled with it, and obviously the right prep and installation, so I'll let you get back to it. Thanks, Larry.
Yeah, thank you.
Evan and Whitney have a laundry room up here on the 3rd floor. Nice feature, but anytime you've got one above living space, you got to worry about sort of the catastrophic flood and damaging everything below. Matt, you've got a little solution for us to keep the rest of the house dry if this washing machine goes.
Yeah, so there's a lot of ways to deal with this, good, better, best, but we always want to make sure that we're setting up something. One of the highest claims with homeowners insurance is going to be laundry failure, whether it's the hoses, the gaskets, something might blow out, and we want to protect the rest of the building. So what we have here is a pretty basic pre-bought pan. This can be set in, your washer and dryer can set on top of this, but you'll see in size comparison to what we've made here, it's kind of modest, all right?
Okay. So you're not going to use this here?
No, we're not going to use this.
Your own?
So you can see that we've set a curb up around the outside. We're going to take EPDM rubber roofing material, glue it in this area, and all the water will go into this drain. What we have here, Kevin, is this is a mock-up of what's underneath us.
So you've got the P-trap, which is going to sit right underneath your drain?
Yep, so we'd be able to fill this up with either a food grade mineral oil or an RV antifreeze, and then this would extend all the way out and come out of our soffit so that we're draining to daylight.
It's actually not grabbing the wastewater from the washing machine. This is just in case one of the hose breaks, so that's all clean water, no problem with that going right out to the soffit.
That's it, perfectly clean water, and it also gives the homeowner a signal if they see water running out of that soffit, something's gone wrong up here.
Right, gotcha. Okay, you ready to start laying down the rubber?
Yeah, let's do it.
I'll give you a hand.
So we're gonna push this up into the corners. We want to be a little bit oversized, Kevin.
Yep.
Because I want to be able to make this bend around our curb and back up onto the wall.
So it looks like the location's pretty good.
Yep. So when we would put this down as a roofing material, there'd be a lot more of a glue up. In this situation, the rubber itself is a completely waterproof membrane. And we're really worried about getting good adhesion right here around the flange and then in the corners to make sure that it holds down and it's got a good tack to it. We really don't need to over glue this area.
So again, you know, contact cement, oftentimes put it on both surfaces, let it get tacky, touch, sticks, but just one side, again, is sufficient for this?
Yeah, mostly concerned with making sure this flange around here on the edge has got good contact. We're gonna be in good shape. So we get a couple tacks in here just to make sure that the rubber's held up before we get our trim piece on. I'm gonna have you go around the outside edge here with the stapler, and then after that's all stapled down, take your razor and cut off the excess. So now that that's set up, we'll be able to cut this flange in.
So you're not pitched here, right? Plywood was just laid flat?
Yeah, that's right. So for cost savings, we didn't have to pitch the entire floor. We build this curb up around the outside, and as the water level raises, it'll find the drain.
Gotcha. Okay. Yep. Watertight. So this is your, this is kind of the finished look what the washer dryer is going to sit on.
Yep, so the washer and dryer will be able to sit on top of these pieces.
Thick mahogany there, is that 5/4?
Yep, 5/4.
Okay.
So we'll pre-drill these, countersink, set a couple screws in them so they don't wander around, and then we'll trim the face.
PVC, which you've just made up.
Yep, we put a little chamfer outer just to make it a little more decorative.
Well, I tell you what, that is so much nicer looking than a pan. I mean, it's going to handle a ton of water, and if this, washer ever blows, you're going to save the house. I love this.
Yeah, this is an easy system to be able to put together. With a lot of this is just leftover material.
Yeah.
So we got a little bit of sealant beads to put around the top edge to make sure water doesn't tuck behind this. Paint it, and we're all done.
Love it. Thanks, Matt. Appreciate it.
Hey, Dave.
Hey, Jen, how are you?
I'm good. It's really nice to see you in this yard, because if there's any yard that needs irrigation, it's this one. There's lawn, there's perennial beds.
There sure is, yeah. So we were going to try to get the water out into the grass area and also through all of the beddings without disturbing too much of the turf.
Why don't you tell me about the system that you're installing?
Oh, right. So this is our 5-zone manifold setup. Each individual valve is going to open and close based on an electrical signal sent over from our irrigation clock. Once this opens, it will send water out to multiple heads, whether they're misting heads for our perennials or they're rotating head for the lawn. It's going to shut off after a certain amount of time, and then it will open the next one.
Okay, so each of these zones represents an area.
Correct. It's set on a timer, so all you have to do is tell it how long you want it to run and never look back.
I love that. Let's go have a look at the clock that runs this whole system.
For sure. Here it is. I'm going to mount it on the side of the house.
So how are you going to set this clock up?
All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go to our date and time and set it accordingly to whatever it is currently. Then we're going to switch over to start times. This is going to tell the solenoids when to open and close. Once we've established that, which is normally early morning and possibly even in the evening, then we go to run times. This actually tells the solenoid how long to stay open once the signal is sent to it. Once that's established, we can simply just go back to run and the system will take care of itself.
It's so good. It's so efficient. Let's talk about this.
All right, so this is a wireless rain sensor. This unit will mount to the house. If it gets wet, it sends a signal over to the control unit, which tells the clock to shut off. Once this dries out, the rain sensor will send another signal over to the clock to tell it to turn back on, and it'll go right back to its normal schedule.
So those two things talk together, communicate with the clock, shuts it off, shuts the system off if it's pouring rain.
Correct.
Okay, now what I want to know is how you're going to get your pipe into the perennial garden.
I got a plan for that. Come check this out. So here it is. This is our pipe pulling machine.
Look at this contraption.
Yeah, so we use this in many different areas. Here you can see that we have our boring unit attached to it. And if you look down here, there's an auger on the end.
Okay.
The machine will drive this auger in through the soil.
Okay.
And then once it pops out on the other side, we'll take off that bit, we'll put this on. We're gonna attach a pipe inside of here.
Okay.
And then the machine will then pull it back through for us. So Brandon's attaching a stabilizer here to control the rod to keep it flat as it goes through, because we don't want it to poke up out of the top or drive deeper.
What's the next step? How are you going to bring water to this hole?
All right, so first we're going to cap this off.
Okay.
Then we're going to connect more pipe and attach it to our other pipe that we're going to bore through this, so we can control both sections at the same time.
Okay.
Once those are connected, we'll complete the line over to the valve box.
Okay.
So here's the head we're going to install for their garden. Here's the saddle that connects that head to the poly pipe. We'll end up taking this end and screwing it through so that it pierces the pipe. And then we can connect this head to the saddle to allow water to come through. All right, so that's it. I got 5 more to go.
Well, as the garden grows, I'm sure you're going to have to come back and adjust them according to certain plant heights, but what a spectacular job for the perennial garden.
Thanks.
So what's your plan for out in the lawn?
Oh, wait till you see that.
You got another good one?
I do.
All right.
So we're actually going to use the same machine we just bored with.
Multi-purpose. Like it.
We're going to cut right through the ground and pull the pipe. So to get started, we have to lift the machine.
Okay.
Then we're going to want to drop the knife down. Blade gets set to whatever height we want in 1-inch increments. We're going to aim for anywhere from 6 to 8 inches deep. So we're going to want to take the 1-inch poly pipe and we're going to attach it. As it's dropping into the soil, it's going to start vibrating and oscillating, and it's going to drive right through the turf, and the tracks are going to pull it right through seamlessly. So that's basically it. We're done with that. After this, he unhooks it, drives back over this, flattens it out, and we move on.
You know what? This never gets old, seeing this whole pipe pulling underground business. And I really like the systems you are setting up here. So, you know, keep up the good work.
Thank you.
And can't wait to see it fired up.
Yeah.
Hey, Matt.
Hey, Kevin.
Finishing foundation day?
Yeah, so we got the ICF blocks that we're working with, and we're ready to get a coat over top of these.
So just as a reminder, when you guys put this foundation in, you use this system here. So we got a layer of foam inbound, one outbound, and then you guys fill this with concrete, which, I mean, we love this system. You love this system too, right?
Yeah, it's a really great system. We really like how the chair is built into this for the rebar. You get reinforcement. It's lightweight, goes together like some giant adult Legos, so it's really cool.
But it leaves you with this exposed foam outside plane right here.
Yeah. So one of the issues here is this foam is obviously soft, so it can be dented easily. It's not as UV resistant as we'd like. It's not as pleasant to look at as what we're used to seeing with a masonry product over top of the exterior of the wall. So what we're doing right now is cleaning the surface up. If there's any minor imperfections in between the blocks, pretty simple, just some heavy grit sandpaper. We're gonna rub the wall down. All right, Kevin, I think we're in pretty good shape here. We're ready to clean it up and start our base coat. We got this stucco-like material provided by the ICF manufacturer, and we're gonna use 1 bag with a gallon of water. So Kevin, we're ready to apply this material to the wall, and we need about an 1/8 inch thick, consistent coating across the wall. So we got this mesh here, Kevin, made by the same company that provided us with the mix. So we're gonna embed this into the concrete. That's why we wanted it an 1/8 inch thick. So we're gonna set this up. We've already pre-cut the shape of the stairs here. So we'll try to keep this fairly level. Pull the U a little bit. We really want to get it embedded on one side and then work it in a direction. I find that's pretty helpful because the material wants to stretch a bit. And if we try to work it from too many different directions, we'll get wrinkles in it. This is just a grout float, and we're gonna use it because it's soft and it's gonna help push this fiber mesh into the mortar base and then let it be fully saturated.
So that stucco material is just pushing through the mesh as you push against it.
Yep, and this is gonna be how we get a nice bond. You know, just like any fiber reinforcement that you're gonna put like a lath coat or fiberglass maybe in your concrete, this is our reinforcement that helps hold all of this bond together and give it a lot of strength.
You got a nice cutout here around the stairs, that's nice. So what do we got for setup time generally here?
So this stuff is really starting to set up in about 10 to 20 minutes, depending on temperature, humidity, sunlight. So you do have to work somewhat quick with it. You can probably feel it starting to stiffen up a bit.
It's definitely stiffening, yep.
Yep, so let's get our next layer on the top here. We'll bring it right up to the top edge. We should have a little more than 2 inches of an overlap here.
So obviously this stucco-like material here, this is made to go on to these concrete forms?
That's right. This is designed to go over top of a foam system, just like this ICF. So you could put it independently over an EPS system, or you can use it with the ICFs. So we got the same material here, Kevin. We're gonna start our top coats.
So I'm messy, that's for sure, but it was pretty easy to work with. I mean, it's kind of forgiving. I think a homeowner could actually do it if they wanted to.
Yeah, steady hand, follow directions.
Yeah. So final coat now, do you think, or what?
We're gonna blend this because we have to pick up the material over here. So I'll go over it with one more coat, but this could be the final if you really like the texture of it.
Right, and it's starting to look like a concrete foundation. All right. So what do we got coming up next time?
Next time we're gonna be really hard and heavy into the finishes. So, you know, tile, cabinets, interior trim.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Big turning point.
Yeah,
All right.
absolutely.
Well, that's coming up next week. So until then, I'm Kevin O'Connor.
And I'm Matt Whitbeck.
At This Old House here in Saratoga. Next time on This Old House.
Setting some cabinets today, huh?
Yeah, getting ready to do these pantry cabinets.
All right, well, I can give you a hand with that, that's for sure.
Great, let's do it.
There are times when a pocket door really comes in handy, but they are kind of fussy to hang.
Yeah, they can be. So what we've used is this engineered stud on the flat.
The 2x6 wall, your jambs right here, nice beefy opening, good sliding door, I like it.